it's a very difficult question to answer because I feel like we are currently in the midst of, we're currently trying to, as artists, kind of, I guess, define the field. We're figuring it out right now. And for me, social practice, for me personally, it really is about defining who your audience is going to be and really deciding how it is that you're going to engage them. I also am always really, I guess, concerned about the ethics of engaging particular audiences. I tend to work with people who don't necessarily go into museums, who don't necessarily have everyday access to art. So I feel like I have to be really careful and gentle when I engage these types of publics. So yeah, I guess I don't know if I really answered your question, but it's really a question of who your audience is and how you choose to engage them, and you know, what is your ethical rationale behind engaging those people.
Could you give us an example?
Well, I've been working on a long-term project called the Break Balsa Project for about a year and a half, and that project has a lot of legs. But what it basically is it's a project that investigates the lives of immigrant restaurant workers living and working in Los Angeles. I'm particularly interested in the stories of back-of-house workers, so dishwashers, line cooks, bussers, because I feel like that part of the restaurant is often the most invisible or the least represented. So that project really started off as a dialogical investigation where I spoke to and kind of surveyed a number of workers, had interviews with a number of workers in different contexts, very kind of personal kind of conversations with these workers. I should backtrack a little bit. I work collaboratively with my partner, Cayetano, and he is a restaurant worker, and he helps me conduct these interviews. And so we have conducted a series of interviews with back-of-house workers, and that was kind of the first part of the project. After that, all of those interviews began to get filtered down into scripts, a script, and also a series of scores for the public to then perform. And then for me, the public that performs these pieces have been I've had a lot of kind of different groups perform the pieces. I've had restaurant workers themselves have performed the pieces. Community college students have performed the pieces. And when people are engaged in performing these scripts or scores, they're basically re-speaking workers' words or acting out a worker's actions. So those are those exercises more than anything are kind of little experiments to try and figure out if we can produce any empathy for these workers and to get people's wheels turning and thinking about this industry that we engage with on a day-to-day basis, no matter who we are, whether it's going to a fast food joint or going to a high-end fine dining establishment. We're all touched by these individuals every day.
One of the first things that you said in your definition was identifying an audience. Mm-hmm. With your back of house project, how did you identify an audience for that, or what is the audience that you identified for that?
I feel like that the audience is kind of constantly shifting. Honestly, I'm really interested in working with folks that don't normally go into museums and galleries. The first kind of batch of students that I engaged were community college students over at Chaffee Community College. Mm-hmm. And actually, Edith Abeyta invited me to engage those students for an exhibition that she was a part of, and that was a great audience to work with because there was a lot of students there that they themselves worked in some kind of food service, or their family workers worked in food service. And after we did the performance, and we also another part of the project is to create meals to share a meal together. And so after we do all of this, a lot of people, come forward, and we have a dialogue about people's experiences. So I guess that would be one audience that I'm really particularly interested in.